Hello, beautiful star seeds. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about the process of healing along with the spiritual awakening journey. It's not always easy, and yes, at times you can feel alone. You might feel stuck or even scared of pushing through the shadow work part of the healing process. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rosie. This is my cosmic garden, and together we will grow. I combine health, psychology, and spirituality to empower those to become their greatest version. Videos are uploaded every Friday. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Let's grow! Use this time to your advantage. And with the spiritual awakening journey or even the healing process, there are times where we do need to do that shadow work. And what I mean by shadow work is everyone has their own definition of what it means to them. But to me, what shadow work means is dealing with things that you normally may not want to deal with. So maybe if there's traumas or if there's things that may have happened to the past that never have really been addressed, and now they're starting to come up and manifest in different ways. So when you don't address those things, it's almost as if you have an empty closet, right? And little by little you start throwing things in there, it's not organized. Before you know it, when you open the closet, all that stuff, all that junk starts falling back on you, right? So the point is to not get to that point. Don't get to the point where things are so overwhelming and things are kind of crowding all over you, and then you choose to give up. Instead, try to start looking deep within yourself and start using different healing modalities. For instance, I have been using crystals in the past. Sometime last year I started working with rose quartz. So I don't know if you can see it, this little rose quartz. It broke, so you can kind of see it chipped off, but hey, now I have two, right? I don't know whatever happened to the other piece. I lost it, or maybe it disappeared on me. There's been stories where people say that their crystals will just kind of magically disappear and come back. In this case, I don't know where it went, so maybe it's in someone else's hands who might really need it. But point is, with the rose quartz, what I really loved about this is that last year it was really hard. I was going through a time of trying to rebuild myself health-wise, being diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic pain, chronic fatigue syndrome, and you name it. So I felt like I had already done a lot of the inner work, because let's be honest here, it's not a one and done type of thing. Anytime you are working on yourself, it's like you reach a different level, right? So with that being said, I felt like I reached another level, but then there was an even bigger hurdle or an even bigger boss, like gamers say, gotta beat the boss. And I felt like I needed a little bit of a push, a little bit of more an aid, assistance. And yes, going to therapy, counseling, and doing a lot of self-development through audiobooks or just even reading books and documentaries, after a while they can only do so much. So I started researching more about crystals, and what I really loved about rose quartz is that rose quartz promotes love, and it really promotes you living within the heart chakra and expanding on that love and feeling supported. And during that time, that's exactly what I needed. I felt like I needed a little bit more support, a little bit more love, and I didn't want to be overbearing, to friends or family, because, well, after a while, it can get a lot, So I invested in getting a rose quartz. It was very inexpensive. I got it online. I think it was Amazon. I don't remember. But anyways, I started meditating with it. I would pray and kind of just have it in my hand. I would have it in my pocket, or I would always hold it with my left hand, mainly because since it is about love, and I feel like the left hand is closest to the heart. Sometimes throughout the day, if I was just feeling a bit anxious or a bit low, and I kind of wanted to raise my vibration, I would just kind of hold my crystal and set the intention that because this crystal is already created and made to be at a higher frequency and expand on that love, I set the intention that I would embody that as well, because we all already embody love within ourselves, but of course different situations in life may kind of push you back, right? So this was my little crutch that I did use during that time, and as of recent I felt like things were improving and things had improved. But of course, 2020 happened and it brought other things to the surface that I hadn't identified. And if I did, it was just kind of like a quick 1-2 type of look and then move on to the next thing. But as we all know, when we do that, we're still not really facing or addressing the shadow work part because it can be scary. It can be scary and it can catch you off guard. But it doesn't mean that it's not worth doing. So another crystal that I started working with is Moldavite. I actually have it right here. I don't know if you can see it. I actually just got it last Sunday, I believe. And Moldavite is supposed to be really powerful, really strong when it comes to manifestation. And what I love about Moldavite is, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but it's kind of greenish. I don't know if you can see the color on camera or not, but it's a greenish color, and it's a tektite, which means it's from outer space. You know, it collided with Earth, so we do have different pieces of these here, but they are very hard to come by when they're authentic. So if you do plan on getting Moldavite, make sure that the place you're getting it from is reputable. So with that being said, Moldavite is a crystal of transformation, and because I've already been going through different stepping stones and stepping blocks of elevating myself and in the process of becoming my own greatest version, I decided I needed a bigger push, right? Because the rose quartz, it will give you a big boost and aid you, but in a very loving and caressing type of way. And with Moldavite, depending on the person, it can actually make you feel like maybe things are falling apart, things are not working anymore. But as we all know, transformation is just like the refining process, right? You know, if we want to refine ourselves and become greater and start facing the things that we've been neglecting, it's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be easy. But the benefit of it is that at least you can move past it. That way it doesn't keep getting thrown back in your face. And I feel like a lot of us at times, you know, we do make up excuses. We do tell ourselves things, you know, to make it seem like we have overcome certain hurdles. But the secret is, when you really know you have overcome something, it won't manifest in a different way. It won't repeat in a certain pattern. You know, like let's say if, for instance, you were in an abusive relationship. You know, typically people who are in abusive relationships or who have been abused as children, they tend to kind of follow the same pattern. You know, they might meet someone else who might be abusive. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but it could be a boss, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, or even a romantic partner. So that's how you know when you really truly have healed from any type of traumas that you have, because it'll start repeating itself. And once you begin to identify, like, I'm starting to notice something here, that's when it gives you the opportunity to begin doing that shadow work, begin digging deep within yourself to figure out, okay, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm thinking? Or what is it that I am vibrationally embodying that is attracting this type of energy to me? Because it's like that saying, we attract what we are, not necessarily always what we want. I have another video that talks more in depth about this. I'll put a link up somewhere up here, either this side, or down in the description box below. It's called Ho'oponopono and the Power of Healing. So you can check that out whenever you're done with this video, or now if you want. Anyways, getting back to it, so like I said, we don't always necessarily attract what we want. We usually attract what we are. And we all change over time. You know, most of the time we don't stay like the same person. We evolve. But the only way that we can evolve is if we beat that boss, you know, like in a game. And if we haven't, then obviously we're going to repeat that level. And who wants to keep repeating that level, right? You know, it's like in school, we go to school, and even if you're just barely getting by with C's, at least you passed, right? At least you passed, at least you learned as much as you can. And the objective is not to flunk, because who wants to flunk, right? And it's not about what people will think about you, it's more about yourself. How will you feel about yourself? And that's where self-esteem can come into play, you know, and self-love. When you really love yourself and you really respect yourself and you really honor the person that you are and the person that you're becoming, no matter what, you will always try your best to keep moving forward. Even if you fall, you'll allow yourself to fall, allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to feel the anger, allow yourself to be sad. But then you pick yourself back up and you continue on this healing journey, because I promise you, when you get to the other side and to the next level and next level, when you look back with the intention of just saying, wow, I've come so far. Don't look back with the intention of saying, wow, I got so much further to go. Like, no. You know, try to change it around. You gotta give yourself credit, you know? And don't seek that credit or that validation externally. Give yourself this validation. Give yourself permission to say, hey, I've made it far. Yeah, I may have even further to go, but you know what? I'm happy with the things that I've done. I'm happy with the choices that I've made that led me up to here. And if you're not happy, that's okay too. It's normal to sometimes be unhappy with where you are in life. But use that unhappiness and turn it into an opportunity to start doing that shadow work, because your body speaks to you. Your intuition speaks to you. There's a reason why sometimes in the body you'll feel pain, you know, like when you eat something that you know you shouldn't be eating, and then you get a tummy ache. You know, like me, for example, I'm not supposed to be eating dairy, but sometimes, you know, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I will, you know, like an ice cream or something, but then I pay for it, and that's when I know, okay, I can't keep doing this, because if I do, I can't complain, you know, it's no one else's fault but my own. So it's the same thing with other aspects in life. Your body will speak to you. Your heart will speak to you. It's just a matter of, are you willing to listen? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to put in the effort? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just try your best to be consistent, because consistency makes better. And that betterment is progress. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this video short today. I just wanted to share that with you guys, just to give you guys some words of encouragement. Keep going at this healing journey and spiritual journey, because it's worth it. Even if you feel like you're going against the grain, maybe friends and family may not always necessarily understand you, or they may think that you're changing and turning into a different person, then just smile and say, yeah, you know what, I am changing. Just like the butterfly, right? You know, you are embodying the evolution process. So love yourself, and just know that you do deserve better. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you guys next week. Until then, let's keep growing together. Mwah.